It's another episode of The Reset. On this episode, we're going to be talking about the length of a season. Should they add one more game? Also, we're going to be talking about the Hall of Fame. Do a couple Seahawks get in on the first ballot? And next, you ever have a good nickname, but you have no drip? One of our producers has that problem. Let's go.
It's the Reset with G. Scott.
Some of these topics I've been wanting to get to, and we got to get to them right now. One of the discussions are, should there be another game added to the season? Now, I know us fans, we love it, but the players hate it. One of our producers definitely wanted to talk about this topic. Producer Paul, what do you got for us on this topic?
Gee, you bring up a good point, and the way to start it, I think, is the right way. As a fan, as a football guy, I want more football. Obviously, I want to watch more meaningful football, regular season football, or like I've talked before, preseason and training camp doesn't necessarily get me as excited, but this just doesn't sit right to me. This seems like a move that doesn't listen to players. This is a move that is solely built for the fan, and I appreciate being treated well as the fan and all that, but man, I really just can't imagine that this is popular within players. This changes so much about scheduling. This changes so much about potential futures. And I'm just thinking of, man, injuries, bad matchups. I just don't see a lot of appeal in adding another game. I haven't fully read through all the reporting and everything. I would imagine it comes at the cost of shortening the preseason, which I know people have talked about before. But instead of adding a week, I would like to maybe do like a 0-week couple of teams celebration where it's just a couple of teams and maybe they get an extra bye week or something. I know that's kind of getting too crazy, but gee, there's something about this that just really doesn't sit right with me when you're thinking of it from a player's perspective.
Because common sense ain't number one. That's why. They need some folks with some common sense. Let me go ahead and be the commissioner. You ready? Easy. Done with the preseason games. There is no preseason games. You want to know who you're going to pick? Do some better scouting. Watch the film. Figure it out in practice on who the person should be. You don't need to figure it out in the preseason games. Forget these preseason games. College football don't have preseason games. There's week 0. Let's go. Soon as it happens, Captain, go ahead, put these players out on the field. Let's go. Now, you want your extra season? Do it that way. But you're not going to have a 18-game season and then you also have preseason. Nah, we ain't doing all that. And by the way, I'm tired of these games. These games need to mean something. Now, sometimes you all know that these games in August, man, I don't care about them games. Let's make these games matter. Football games matter. That's it.
See, this question comes at a really bad time because we're in the dog days of preseason, and you expect me to answer and care about the quality of the product and the players. I'm so starved for football. When you're even throwing out the idea that I could have an 18th game, I'm jumping on it. I do want to pose though, if there's an 18-game schedule with 2 bye weeks, does the addition of 1 game is not as damaging because you get a second bye? Also, if you line up that schedule, that Monday after the Super Bowl is now a national holiday.
No.
Boom.
I'm gonna speak out, and I'm gonna just talk about for the players. For the players is concerned, some of these extra games you're talking about, this is a potential to shorten careers, right? Like, look, this is a dangerous sport, right? They already play a lot. I already think that these Thursday night football, that is a stretch right there in itself. Some of these you're playing on Sunday, you get done with the game, and then you have a Thursday night game. No. That right there. So they don't pretend you care about the players, and then look, you care about the money. Okay, cool. If you care about the money, just simplify it. Let's just change it around real quick. That's fine. And by the way, if you guys wondering, well, what's G wearing today? Shout out to the Kraken. That's what I'm wearing today, baby. Shout out to the Kraken.
We got some feedback.
I know somebody.
We need more Kraken.
Yeah. Shout out. And look here, as you guys gonna know, I'm gonna wear all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be Sonics gear, Mariners gear, all that good stuff. All right. That's a good topic right there.
Hold on, before we move on, G, I just wanted to bring this up too. Another thing is we're talking scheduling. Teams are playing games on Fridays this year. Teams are playing games on Saturdays this year. There is now, it kind of feels like the pandemic again, where there might be weeks where who knows when the games are on. I'm curious, do you have any insight into the reaction to the new Christmas schedules, these Friday games, and some of the stuff? Have you heard from some players and stuff on reaction on that?
No, because the NFL is like Amazon. They just sitting back. The NFL can dominate anything. I think it's wrong what the NFL has done to Christmas. Why y'all do that to the NBA? You know the NBA was doing that. Bezos and Amazon and them. Why you can't let the NBA have Christmas? Let them have Christmas. We got Christmas on there now, and the NBA is an afterthought. That's ruthless.
That was such a flex by the NFL.
Yeah,
watch
look,
us.
At this point, you see, NBA, you want to know why this is happening? Because y'all have allowed this to happen. You guys have allowed and watched the NFL. Everybody makes fun of the NFL. Oh my goodness, they make rule changes. Oh my goodness, every year there's always something. Because the NFL listens to the people. The NFL is making changes on how to protect the game and make the game better. The NFL doesn't want to have to be boxing. When I was younger, in the 80s, just so you all know, and I'm dating myself, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. In the 80s, boxing was way more cracking than the NFL. The NFL wasn't popping like this. The NFL didn't start getting popping until fantasy football happened in the mid-90s. Some of y'all that did fantasy football where you had to do the newspaper. Like I'm talking to you youngsters, don't remember that. But anyways, that's when the NFL started to take off. So anyways, I think it's ruthless. You want an extra game? Let's get rid of the preseason game. Just change how it does. Then we'll be fine. Now, producer Frank, you got something on your mind. What you got?
We got a whole bunch, a new list of Hall of Fame finalists, contenders, and we got some Seahawks representation.
Okay.
For those who don't know, the Seahawks not well represented in the Hall of Fame. There's about 4 guys in there who have a majority career representing the Seattle Seahawks, because obviously we have our Jerry Rices and our other
Sure.
one-off, your one year.
You got the Steve Larses, the Tez's. Shout out Tez, may he rest in peace right there. You got Kenny Easley, and you got Walter Jones. By the way, Walter Jones, greatest left tackle to ever play the game. Best to ever do it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we have a brand new list. We got 2 Seahawks. Marshawn Lynch, which is one of the favorites, one of Seattle's greatest. He's actually up. That's going to be a huge conversation. Also, Earl Thomas is up. Some other non-Seattle names. The big one that's going to be debated is Eli Manning. Then you have Luke Kuechly and Terrell Suggs. Torrey Holt is still hanging around. He's really trying to get in. Marshall Yanda. And then you also that's about it. Those are the guys so far.
Okay, let's make it simple. Let's get to it. We'll save the Seahawks players for a minute. Number 1, is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer?
Yep, 100%. 100% a Hall of Famer. Because here's the deal. He is the only QB that can say, I walked into the Super Bowl and I beat Tom Brady. Not once, but twice. And I know there's flags, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. He executed the game plan effectively. He handled the undefeated Patriots team, arguably one of the greatest football teams of all time, all while making the Giants a relevant team. Up until the end of Eli Manning's career, Eli Manning made sure that the Giants were at least relevant enough to be in the conversation. And then when he got into the playoffs, he won the big games. The sample sizes and that stuff. But I think there has to be a Tom Brady effect. And just like his impact, if you beat Tom Brady, if you've dethroned Tom Brady, if you ruined the perfect season, your resume is there. I mean, and you guys might be able to chime in on this. Are you more impressed by Eli's 2 Super Bowls, or are you more impressed by Peyton Manning's Super Bowls?
Ooh.
And I'm a Broncos guy. Like it could be he got that title, but let's be real. Peyton Manning didn't win that Super Bowl.
Who has more impressive Super Bowl wins than Eli?
I mean, that's true, but this is Tom Brady. This is against the great.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, you're comparing it to Peyton. You can compare it to anyone.
I'm gonna just say this, Paul. I'm with you, bruh. Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer, baby. And if anybody don't what about? My man walked in and squashed an undefeated season. He walked in, and Randy Moss will never get a good night's sleep because of Eli Manning. That's why Randy Moss, you ever watch them Patriots deals and Randy Moss be there at them Patriots deal, and man, I be feeling sorry for Randy All them championships they talked about, but he ain't got one. And by the way, shout out Randy, one of the greatest receivers to ever do it. I know my man don't sleep well at night, and just because of that, you got to give it to Eli. I know my boy AJ, Adam Jackson, is a big-time Eli fan.
There's a great Eli stat that backs this up.
He always got some stats.
I got a stat for you guys.
Oh, gosh. Every time. Here we go.
This is a good one. Eli's passer rating from the regular season to the playoffs went up 3 points. Doesn't sound like a ton. Brady's drops 7 from the regular season to the postseason. Manning's drops 9. He is one of those true, like, get him into January and see what happens. Because even if you guys remember the 07 playoff run, he beat Tony Romo and the number 1 seeded Cowboys. That team was loaded in 07. He beat Brett Favre in Green Bay in crazy winter conditions, and then he decided to top off and beat the 16-0 Patriots as well.
I got a dumb stat for you.
Love it.
Both Manning brothers are going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just going to put that out there straight up. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning lost 48-6 in a Super Bowl, and he's still in there.
Easy enough. I mean,
Yeah,
on,
I mean,
hold
like
on.
going to a Super Bowl doesn't. I don't think hurt him. Losing to
hurt him.
2013 hurts his
Man,
legacy.
I just want to say, man, that point you just made just there, Bones, is like your damn drip. What in the world is, huh? You lost me and everybody listening. Where was you going with that point right there? You was rolling. You've been doing good. I love you, brother. But since we on the topic right here, yeah, that point was trash. But outside of that, I want to go. You got the coldest nickname.
Yeah.
There's some people right there that ain't Bones. Okay, that's Bones right there.
Yeah.
Bones in the building.
But man, you brought it up. You tell us what you think. And by the way, I know G's not picking on nobody. He is the one that came in today and said, I got a cool nickname, but no drip.
This is complete voluntary abuse. Yes, 100%. Like, I have the greatest nickname that I've ever been given, which is Bones. I got it playing college baseball, and it just carried through. But I got no drip. I got no flavor to back it up if I'm going out, whether it's out at a night, even coming to work. You see me, I'm in the same hoodies. These are my second fanciest shoes, G, and that's sad. Like, I got no drip, got nothing. I'm going to have to go shopping with you to get something, because I live in athletic leisure wear.
Can I ask you, all three of my producers. First of all, I love my producers.
Well, first off, athletic leisure wear can be drip.
But I,
Yeah.
It can be, but I haven't made it drip. It sucks.
Okay, but how much time and or energy? No, this is a real situation. How much time and energy do the three of you put into drip? Paul, over there?
About 0%. I mean, I basically wake up, I open the drawer, and I grab what's in there, and I go from there. And it's a pretty usual combo of. There's always a hat, though. I don't leave home without a hat. That's really the main thing. But
So Paul, you put no thought into it. Like you don't care if it matches. You don't care about anything.
No, not usually. I mean, I try not to clash too much. Sometimes my wife tells me that, you can't go out looking like that. But I'm like, I work sometimes early. I work late. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I've never been focused too much on the drip, and you've been trying to help me in that area. So I guess I'm curious, G, who's got a better shoe game, Brady or me?
Damn. That's a good question.
That's a terribly good question.
He's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it's like asking about like a third string or fourth string running back.
Frank,
like who do you want?
You're our analyst on the show. You're our analytical brother. You're the one that can't leave without that laptop. I'm telling y'all, he's the partner that he can't live without the laptop. You always got some stats.
It's all about the Google Doc. It's all about the Google Doc.
What's your thoughts on drip?
What's the drip stat?
I put some effort into it. I think I'm in a happy middle between Brady and Paul and you. I do have a bit of a cheat sheet and maybe a guide for you guys. Just whenever your girl compliments your outfit, you just kind of mark that down, and then I never have to think about it again. I just grab it.
What if you don't have a girl?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Bones.
I'm digging.
Bones, you ain't got no lady, bruh.
That's because of the drip.
No drip.
Oh, but yeah,
You
that's
gotta-
my cheat. It's the paradox.
Gee, I am hopelessly single.
Bro, when the last time you dated, Bone?
Do you mean dated like gone on a date or had a girlfriend?
Both.
Let's do both.
Those are two terrible answers I'm going to give. Had a girlfriend about 6.5 years ago.
Okay, what happened to that relationship?
got cheated on and left.
Wait, hold on.
The all-star pitcher got cheated on?
Hold on. How'd you find out she was cheating?
She went on a vacation down to see one of her friends. Met up, I guess, with somebody else, and when she came back, she's like, "We got nothing to talk about."
Did she hold on? Did she do it over the phone or in person?
No, when she came back, I was like, "Oh, so what's up? We haven't talked much since we're on the trip. You want to talk? We don't got much to talk about."
Man, so she went on that trip. Now, before she went on the trip, how were things?
I mean, they were decent. I mean, it was a little bit more distant. I'm not gonna say it was a perfect relationship. I mean, like, didn't work out.
Right.
But I thought it was gonna be going well. I mean, it was about almost 2 years. It wasn't like a super long term, like we've been dating for 6 to 8 years. But it did not end well like that.
How's she doing today? Is she still with Buddy?
I don't care. I think so.
All right. Okay, so that was 6.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, when's the last time you been on a date?
Last time I was on a legitimate date, probably about 3 months ago.
Okay, what happened?
I thought it went well. I like to be my joking, happy, fun, keep the conversation going kind of guy. Because when the conversation ends.
Can we know what you wore?
Oh, Jesus
What,
Christ.
you asked what you wear on the
tied
date?
this back into the trip. No.
What'd you wear?
I wore a nice button-up collared shirt. Like it wasn't. I wasn't.
Did you
lazy.
pick her up or did y'all meet?
We met. It would have been out of the way for me to pick her up and then go to the date.
Okay.
Went to just a nice little bar, a quiet place that I know. They play music, but it's not like a super packed place, so it's easy to have a conversation and everything. So, I mean, I thought it went well, but it sucked as the date went on. You start learning more and more things that you don't like. Mm-hmm. And I was willing to be like, okay, I can overlook some of these things, and we can maybe make it work. 2 days later, never heard.
Man.
It's a cold world out there.
It's a cold world for Bones.
Yeah, I mean, I would not want
I'm
to
the
date.
only one here that just got nobody.
And by the way, hold on. Just in case there's somebody listening to the podcast and they think, well, they're not talking about football. Y'all know y'all talk about G. Scott. Y'all know we don't just talk about football on this show. We talk about real life situations. And when you're watching football games, sometimes you're talking about other stuff while you're watching the football game. So we ain't no different. Back to you, Bones. So it's been 6.5 years. Oh, look, I'm going to tell you what the goal is. Look, this is going to be the goal.
It's a good goal. Here we go.
This is going to be the goal. Hey, you with the reset, baby.
Yeah.
You with our show. I'm telling you. Remember I said this. One day, folks going to be like, Bones, I need to be Bones. And go ahead. And by the way, to the one that cheated on you, look at the camera and tell her what you want to say for her cheating on you and leaving you.
It's going to come back to bite you in the end. I did nothing wrong. You did it, not me. Smell you later.
There you go. Quiet little smell you later.
Hey, with that one, we're going to go ahead and end this podcast right there. Let's get to the X's and O's. You ever have an X that just gave you the O? Well, that's what producer Bones just told us about. Sometimes you got to get through it to get to it. The late Aaliyah said, if at first you don't succeed, then you dust yourself off and try again. See, that's just it. Oftentimes we fail at something and decide that's who we are. You can lose 99 times and win once and win at life. So let's go. Try again. Take another shot. You're not what they think and what they say about you. It's your time. Let's go. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Love you for that. Be kind.